Alright guys, we're back here at this farm that we hunted last weekend where Corey killed his doe. We just pulled up, got all our stuff together, got back here, we parked probably about 250 yards from the stand. We're going to walk across this field and up the edge of the woods and get in the stand, see if we can't get one, maybe two, who knows, maybe 3 deer killed tonight. Right now we're just starting with getting one on the ground. Anything from there is just a plus. After 2 release malfunctions, it was at this point I realized I had only brought 2 arrows with me, with broadheads. I had given my dad a broadhead earlier in the season to use for his crossbow. So now with 2 arrows laying in the field, I needed a 3rd broadhead for a 3rd shot. I asked Corey if he could hand me one of his broadheads while we were in the stand. The deer were still in the field, but we managed to get an arrow out of Corey's quiver, handed to me. I pulled the broadhead off, placed the broadhead in my 3rd arrow that I had brought along, put his arrow down, got the arrow back into the arrow rest, the bow around the tree, and had gotten redrawn. Was this going to be a 3rd malfunction, or was it really going to happen this time? Did you really miss that deer? And I was like, dude, my release. I don't know what's wrong with it.
The first one was 3 foot over her back.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. She was standing in the corner and I said, I'm gonna kill her. You said, okay, I did just like this. So help me God, dude. I draw this release 100 times. I got a fish just like this. I draw it back. I get to right here. It's like, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought maybe like I hit my thing or something. So I put the 2nd one on. I was like, I'm gonna kill her. She was looking at me. Look, I get back here like this. I get ready to anchor to my face. It takes off again. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Dude, we moved. You gave me a fucking broadhead in the middle of that.
Okay.
I don't like how hard she was cornering because it didn't go through her. I feel like I hit high in the shoulder.
I think you smashed her. Get her to fall out this damn stand, son.
Dude, I'm tore up.
I was up there falling apart.
Dude, I shot that 2nd time. She was looking at me. I was standing there like this. And she was looking at us and she was fucking bobbing her head and I was like,
I was up there.
so then I'm like, okay,
Did
here
you
we
hear
go.
me laughing? I was up there laughing because I ain't even shooting and I'm up there like falling apart like.
Dude, when I seen her come out, she was out here and she was cornering away. I was fine. I drew back, dude. I swore I didn't get no further than right there. You didn't hear how soft it shot. It was like,
Yeah.
that's why the arrow's laying like it is. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm getting an arrow. I pull the arrow out. It's got a field point on it. I'm like, I had a 50-50 shot at this and I messed it up.
You were like, you said, dude, kill one of those deer.
Yeah, dude, I was so mad. I was so mad.
I was like, no.
My release wasn't working. I didn't know what to do. All right, we got the lights on in the tree. It got a little dark. We had to replay some footage. We had 2 mishaps on my release. I don't know what was going wrong with it. I tried to draw on a big doe the first time. It gave out halfway back. I thought maybe I hit the trigger, so the 2nd time I was real careful. Same thing happened about 3/4 of the way back. So finally they milled back around. It's the end of the year, so I gave my dad one of my broadheads earlier in the season for his crossbow and never got it back, so I had Corey get one out of his quiver, hand me down an arrow. I took the field point off my arrow, put the broadhead on, got it screwed in, got the arrow back in the bow, got the bow back in my hand. The doe came back in. She was at 40 yards, quartering to me pretty hard. We were running out of shooting light, so we decided that it was probably a good enough shot to take to go ahead and take it. So went ahead and squeezed one off. We definitely made contact. We played the shot back. It looks good, but when she ran off, it looked like there might have not have been a whole lot of penetration. I'm shooting a bow with over 100 pounds per square inch of kinetic energy. It should have went in pretty good. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if maybe I hit the shoulder bone or what. We're about to climb down out of this tree, go over until we can find blood. I doubt there's going to be very much due to the fact it didn't pass through. When she ran off, the arrow was still in. We are frozen to the bone. We've been out here in this cold weather all night, wind blowing nonstop. So I guess we're going to get down and look. Fingers crossed there'll be a big old doe laying on the ground. It's been a hard fought season, and to find this deer would be just like finding a buck for me. I just happy to have been able to kill something. So we're going to get down, fingers crossed she's landed.
There's one. What happened there, bud?
Dude, I wish I could tell you. I don't know if it was me or the release or what. Did you have it on the footage?
Is that blood?
Yep. Going through here.
Yep. Oh man, there's a bunch of blood. Kill. Sweet. Look at the blood on this stick here.
What kind of blood does it look like? I know which way she went.
There's more blood.
There's blood right there on that. There's my arrow.
What?
See my arrow.
Oh yeah.
But how did she get through there? She had to jump it.
Yeah. That's where your arrow broke off. Did it come out or break off?
It broke off. Over half of it's in it. Not came out everything.
Huh? That's probably why.
Look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, she's done.
That's over half, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Plus there's blood on the thing.
Yeah.
Alright guys, feeling a little bit better about the shot. I found what's left of my arrow. Knock's gone. Oh well, you expect that. It's broke off. I got blood up to about here, and that's well over half of my arrow. So we got pretty good blood. I'd say it's thick up here, but I'd say she ain't too much further. With the Lord's help, we'll find her here pretty quick. Dang, I'm so glad you seen that, bub. Whew, man, I was starting to get discouraged.
I was
Dang.
like, looking at the trail, I was like, she had to turn left right there. I don't know why she dried up so quick, man, really.
I don't either. We're fixing to find out. It's probably the biggest doe I've ever shot, though.
Really?
Well, the blood was good coming in. We found where she went through a big old pile of brush, broke the arrow off. Blood started to dry up on us. We were finding like spots the size of number 2 pencil erasers and stuff like that. So we walked probably, what do you think, 50 yards without any blood.
Yeah.
Kind of watching hoof prints in the mud. Luckily we found another small spot, another small spot, another small spot, and then we got down here in this bottom and it turned to all mud. And Fortunately, Corey looked over and seen her laying here. So big old doe. She's gonna eat good. And another mouth off this farm, trying to help them improve their herd. As you watch back over the video, you'll see that I tried to kill this deer 2 times before actually getting a shooter. Mechanical difficulty, something, but finally got it done, and feeling very blessed after a season with plenty of deer to see, but nothing to harvest. And given this opportunity to come out here and help them out, I'm just thankful to them guys for giving us the opportunity to come out here and harvest the deer. So we got fresh meat in the freezer. We're gonna drag her up out of here and get her set up, and we'll get some pictures with her and do a little bit better interview. But I gotta thank my man on this one. He looked over and seen her. We might have walked right past her if not. All right, guys, here she is. Got her drug out. We're back up here at the truck. So we got here tonight kind of early, hoping we was gonna get it done soon so we could double up. The wind was blowing probably 20 miles an hour, sometimes 25. It was a steady 12-mile-an-hour gust. We were freezing. It was cold. Deer just weren't moving early. So right before daylight, as it normally does, the wind started to lay down. As the wind laid down, a smaller doe come out. I was actually getting ready to shoot that deer, and then this old girl come running out behind her, and she probably had about 30 or 40 pounds on her. So she come to the corn, told Corey I'm gonna kill her. As I got a quarter of the way back on my bow, something went wrong with the release or something. I bumped it and shot it out in the middle of the field. They run a little bit, came right back, loaded the second arrow, hooked it on, got it almost all the way back to my face, and right when it broke over, it jumped again. Shot, the arrow went over her back. So I'm frustrated. I only have 2 broadheads on my arrow with me because I gave one to my dad earlier this year to hunt with his crossbow and never got it back. So I told Corey to hand me another arrow while they were coming back in. He handed me an arrow. I took the broadhead off, put it on my arrow, got the arrow in the bow, got the release clipped on. Third time was a charm. At that point, she was a little leery to come in, so she was sitting at about 37, 38 yards. We were running out of daylight, so I told Corey, I said, man, you on her? And he said, yeah, you better go ahead and kill her because we're getting right up on legal shooting light. So went ahead and squeezed it off. She was quartering kind of hard to me. Put it right where I wanted to. I was scared I was up here in the shoulder because the arrow didn't go all the way through her. I don't know why it didn't pass through, but it didn't. She run probably, I'd say in total about 80 yards. We had good blood going into the woods. The arrow broke off, and when it broke off, it started to get kind of splotchy. So luckily Corey looked over and seen her, and now we've got another deer down. We hunted last weekend. Corey was successful. This weekend I'm successful. We're probably going to come back out here tomorrow night and try to do it again. Not only are we filling the freezer, but we're also helping the landowner here take some of these deer off his farm that are eating a lot. They're tearing up crops, and they're making it hard for them to grow mature deer on this farm. The does are mature, but the bucks aren't able to mature due to all the mouths that are out here eating. So all in all, it was beneficial. She's going to eat good, and we got another deer off the farm. So thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. If you like what we're doing, subscribe, give us a like, comment, tell us how we're doing.